Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bajuka Bog Radio. I am MTG Ghoul Dude, and today I wanted to talk about the future of Commander. So, yesterday we got an announcement on the magic.wizards.com website from Wizards of the Coast themselves, and you can clap, you can applaud, you can be upset with this change, but this is what has happened over the past couple of days because of the RC's recent announcement of their latest banning. So I have the link to the website and to the article down in the description below. But let's go on ahead and get into some of the things that they have said. So, talking about the past week was kind of rough for fans and members of the Commander Rules Committee and the Magic community as a whole. Along the way, we've seen players and fans share a diverse range of passionate opinions, far too many of which were harmful and malicious. And below and over the next few days and weeks, we'll be discussing quite a bit about Commander, starting with the most pressing. Over the past week, the conversation escalated, culminating with unacceptable personal threats to the safety of the members of the Commander Rules Committee. This is something we will not tolerate, no matter how you feel about something. In Magic, it is never appropriate to threaten somebody. Everyone at Wizards is united on this front, and we will not hesitate to take action against individuals who threaten to harm community members or employees. So it goes on to say that, so today, on September 30th, 2024, in partnership with members of the existing, so it means probably someone stepped down, Rules Committee, we are announcing that the Rules Committee is giving management of the Commander format to the game design team of Wizards of the Coast. And they're going to be doing a stream on, they opened a Discord for, to help determine how they want to decide how gameplay is a little bit better managed. So one thing they suggest is a sort of like a bracket system. Certain cards will be allotted within a certain bracket. So if you wanted to play like Ancient Tomb, it's a 4 in bracket 4, which is above a regular Cultivate, which is like 2. Yeah, this is gonna be another wild shakeup to the Commander format. Basically telling players that they can't play, an Ancient Tomb in their Tomb deck unless they let the players know, hey, my Tomb deck is a 4 technically because of the Ancient Tomb in it, but it's really a 2 without it. Which, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they would be, if they're gonna go like this, they're better off going with like a point system from like Canlander, if you've ever heard of it. Canadian Highlander has a point system in which all the good cards, quote unquote, are ranked, like 1 to 10 or something like that. And you're only allotted like a certain amount of points per deck. So I feel like this is going to be one of those things that really just shakes up the format, whether or maybe not, because we do have the ability to just go on ahead and just play how we feel. I've seen a bunch of different opinions on the subject. Some relating it to the moment where Palpatine finally comes to power in the Star Wars franchise in the movies. I've seen it to where, like, now that they're only, because of that, they're destroying like the consumer confidence, and they're just ruining the game because it was based on just what card you had and all that good stuff. But I mean, what really could go? How could this go? Well, I have a few theories, as I usually do whenever some news like this hits. And just like one person said, they finally got the ability to they finally got the egg that they've been looking for. just like Cruel Claw finally got that egg. But we're gonna see some changes in the next couple. I mean, it might not be in the next couple weeks. It might not be in the next couple months. I mean, it could changes could happen at any time, really. So the commander format's going to be doing it's going to look different from whenever like that it was last year. I mean, it already does. So, you know, where does that leave CEDH, competitive EDH? Well, I feel like this will be its own. I feel like the format becoming its own format. Well, it's not even its own format. I feel like the variant on how to play EDH is going to become its own format with a different name. That way, that it's still almost completely without any bounds of control from WotC. That's one little conspiracy theory. Another one is that if they do go to these power brackets, a lot of people are either going to have to spend more money to buy more cards to make their decks less powerful, or they're just going to end up buying more cards to make their deck more powerful so that all their friends are playing they're all playing on the same level. Or they're just going to abandon the bracket system altogether and just be like, well, this is the deck that I brought, and this deck. We all played against this deck, and we're just going to just keep playing like normal. Which, that's kind of like the response we've been having with the bans, which is, well, rule 0. We're going to say, hey, this deck has a mana crypt in it. I kind of use it for ramp. I can't kind of do a lot of other ramping without it because I'm in a colorless deck. Something along those lines. So what do you guys think about this new chapter we're turning down with Commander? I see a lot of changes. I see a good bit of players that are going to be more stressed because of trying to figure out, oh, well, now I need to take these cards out, or now I need to add these cards in, because if I don't, then if I try to play it at a power bracket 4, then I'm not going to be able to actually stand up, because power bracket 4's all good cards and whatnot. So I don't know. It's just my little thoughts on the day because of all the stuff that we've been having in the Magic community. It's just a wild ride. If another piece of news that I wanted to cover was the change of the sagas, how sagas are done. If you haven't seen that article, I'll have to pull it up and put it down in the description below. But now they are doing it where the adding a lore counter to your saga is a mistrigger. So that could be, depending on what level of play you're at, that it could be, a game violation, and it could be, depending on if you miss enough of them, it could be a disqualification. So that's pretty wild. But yeah, just a whole lot of stuff going on in the Magic world right now. If if you like a roller coaster, buckle up, because you're already in one. But that's going to be it for today, guys. I really appreciate everybody that likes, comments, and shares the videos. It does a lot to help the channel out, and it helps me out a lot. You guys don't know how much I appreciate it. But that is going to be it for today. Just a couple quick takes, and I'll see you guys next time on the radio.